first kind of mind control can be viewed as consciousness containment and manipulation through biological, psychological, etheric, and spiritual colonization and terraforming. It's based upon the terraforming of the blood crystals, of the blood matrix, of the flow of life and light that is now inside of you. And by nature alone, your awareness of it creates specific types of light codes that help you to recognize it subconsciously and bypass the programming. The second form of mind control is technological interfacing of gadgets with bioelectrical neuronal sites in the brain and the nervous system. That includes you not being able to interface with the information that your ancestors left in the blood genes. Your genes are being manipulated to maintain the sealing of your awareness so that you will have no light code transmissions filtering through the specific filter of experience that they're going to give you. Mind control is frequency warfare. They ain't got to shoot no more bullets. They can deal with frequency through the television, through your radio, and through your bones. Your ancestors were dealing with other neighborhoods long before our experience with the Caucasoid. This is how he has been able to make these leaps and bounds in technology. You got to remember that there is an entity, there is what we call the fallen lords. You can call them the Elohim, you can call them the fallen angels, and all the different names that they have for them. These are the fallen lords of light. You are nothing more than vegetables to be grown and processed. Now, the ionospheric envelope that we are in, they can bounce these particular 7 to 12 hertz waves off of it, and within 3 pulses, entrain crazy and bizarre forms of energies into your brain, which in turn now enlists crazy and bizarre behavior. So they could seed war or peace. They could seed fights, riots, and so forth, based upon manipulation through very low frequency, or what is known as VLFs, and ultrasonic frequencies. Dealing with mind control on a more subtle and a lot more insidious level, you're going to be the chip. You're going to be the one that is your own mind control, based upon what they do to the biology in your body. Now listen very carefully. The blood is the river of life. It is also the river of light. Not only the circulation of nutrients, but also the circulation of consciousness. If the blood is polluted, there is no way for you to convert higher fields of light codes into higher fields of light intelligence. To control the evolutionary advancement, that is the spiritual advancement and the spiritual awareness of man, one must seal and maintain the present envelope structure. Matter is a biphenomenal effect, and the only way matter becomes hard is through the agency of man's focus. Matter has 2 components. Matter has 2 personalities, a wave and a particle. When man, or when the human brain is not looking at the wave, at matter, at its highest level, it is a waveform. But when human mind, when human thought, when human perception focuses in on that wave, it becomes a particle. So it means that the human consciousness is necessary, or is an integral part in how matter coalesces into what we call reality. Now, how do they structure that awareness? Through your education system, through your television, through your entertainment, through church, definitely through church. They got you in light code lockdown, boy. They really got you believing that some white man came down, laid on the cross, and saved your asses. I was hearing them coming. Man, everywhere in Carolina I went, there was a church on every goddamn corner. Now, in order to maintain the envelope of your awareness, in order to make you believe that this is who you are and this is all you are going to be, they have to dysfunction the blood, because it is the blood that is the crystal that takes the light and refracts it, takes it and specializes it, much like a prism does. How your blood is constituted says what level of light you can process. Well, that's why they want your blood. That's why you see all these vampire movies coming out. He needs your blood. He needs to find out what's in your blood that's going to keep you around and him not. There are principles of energy, principles of consciousness awareness that exist to create harmony for themselves through havoc to you. It's the order of things. You can't blame them for it. Just like a leopard goes and hunts and kills the lamb, it's the order of things. You have higher evolutionary beings who you believe are supposed to be so sweet and loving and because now I know light. Hey, these motherfuckers know how to get shit done now on a whole other level. They've learned to manipulate light. They've learned to condense it and change it and use it and take it and do what they want to do with it. But by that very act alone, they have created their own ceiling. Because once you start pimping off somebody, once you start using somebody, once you start working off of somebody like these preachers do, like religion does, like government does, once you start pimping people, you have to keep them at that level so that they can remain your food source. So you have higher levels, higher beings that are of the lower order that have to maintain that order through making you their vegetable garden. They are evil only in the sense that they cause us evil by our participation with them. Your havoc is their harmony. So by your acts of ignorance, the dynamics for their sustenance is made ready for them. And you are ignorant as hell. That's planned. Now you'll understand why the gene can change and what that has to do with you and mind control. A gene is a functional hereditary unit that occupies a fixed location on the chromosome and is capable of mutation. The DNA is a polymer of the chromosome consisting of two long chains of alternating phosphate and deoxyribose units, twisted into a double helix and joined by hydrogen bonds between the complementary bases, adenine and thymine, or cytosine and guanine. The chromosphere of the sun is connecting to the hydrogen coupling bonds in your DNA and giving it instructions to change. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to be giving you instructions to grow a third helix at this present time. But because you are in light code lockdown and because they are polluting the atmosphere so that they filter out the instructions from the chromosphere to your chromosomes, you are being regressed purposefully to keep you as a food source for light. Because the old forms of mind control don't work too tough no more. Our planet is being terraformed by different types of species who live in these kinds of environments. We die sooner than the 1,000 to 2,000 years that we lived. Why is that? Because the atmosphere has been terraformed in order to keep someone else comfortable, in order to feed someone else, in order to sustain someone else. In reality, man is breaking free. The containment unit or cell or gene is in the process of spiritual mutation, hallelujah, which in turn signals biomolecular freedom from the illusion of the present corporeal agreement. To the fallen elders, this constitutes death in this plane. They cannot allow it. It means that in their garden, the crop of vegetables is turning into an uncontrollable weed. The fallen lords, through the Illuminati geneticists, say, we need a new man. Now, why would you need to get 54 goddamn vaccinations? Unless it's to terraform you and to make you more susceptible to the species change that they got planned for you. This is the grand purpose. They have already introduced and produced genes that leave the person without feelings. We already have those. They introduced them in the Vietnam War. Another possibility is the creation of soldier types, and they did so already. If you can eliminate empathy, sympathy, and mercy, and instead activate rage, murderous desires to attack, you have created the quintessential killing machine. So, What is so troubling about feelings for the fallen elders and the Illuminati? The communication between the soul and the rational mind is possible only through the realm of feelings. When the world of feelings is blocked, this causes an atrophy or a deterioration in the neuronal or nerve conduit, creating heartlessness. The feeling that a mother would have for a child, to nurse a child, that is being genetically bred out of us. This gets deep. I told you, mind control is not what it used to be.